Hi, Drew. This is Trevor Coleman, graduate assistant for MU baseball, and I wanted to analyze your swing today. This first part, we're going to do it in two different parts. The first part is just going to be you by yourself and your swing. And I'm going to do a voiceover and use a few tools to show you a couple things we're talking about when we look at your swing. I wanted to make sure that I thanked you for being a part of the Mizzou baseball hitting experience here for the fall of 2014. We're looking to put another one together possibly for the early spring, if not next fall. And I wanted to make sure that you would join us again for another rendition of it. I know it wasn't extremely instructional, but we're able to get you on the field several times and compete against your peers and see how you stack up, as well as get in quite a few swings. So please join us again some other time for another camp. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and use this opportunity to break down your swing. The first thing is the camera we use is already recording in slow motion. So it's helpful for us, and we're going to look at your entire swing only through the slow motion lens. So let's run it one time through, and then we'll rewind it back and show you a few things we're talking about. Okay, so this is the swing we're talking about. This is the context in which we're working. Now that we've kind of got the base, kind of what it looks like all together, let's take a look kind of in slow motion at some parts. First thing I want to point out is your feet. Right now you're in your stance position, which is unique to everyone. However, there are some fundamental things that we want to make sure that we accomplish. It's really, really difficult for us to be a successful baseball player. Matter of fact, I can't think of many who in their stance are closed off, okay? Because you're closed off, it promotes another move that I'm going to talk to you about here in a minute. But when we're closed off, it might feel better, or maybe our head is more engaged, our eyes are more engaged in what's going on, but it creates an opportunity for another move to be made. And that particular move is not a very good one to be consistently a good hitter. So this is the first line I want to draw. This right there. And let's see what happens from here. So that's where your feet start. You got a good rhythm in your bat. As you saw your bat moving right there, that's one sign we look for in our stance, to make sure we're rhythmic. And that makes it much easier for us to be on time with various pitches. If we have sort of rhythm where things are already moving a little bit in place, and so when it's time to go, we're not going from a dead standstill. So that's a good point here in your swing. So we have this little bitty toe tap. I'm not sure if you notice that. If you're a student of your swing, you would. But here's where our stance is, okay? As we get going, the front foot comes up, it retracts a little bit, it touches, the toe touches. That's what we call toe tap. You're still closed off. Okay? Let's go ahead and look at this a little bit more. We're just looking at the feet right now. So the thing that happens when we get into a position like this, with our heel off the ground, when there is room between the heel and the ground, is it promotes an outside movement once we start to swing. Okay? So just because it's in the middle of your toe tap does not mean you're immune to that tendency. So let's keep going. We step again, but when we do, watch what happens. We step open and out. That's a real big no-no. Big no-no. The reason for that is, let me go ahead and kind of show you what we're talking about here. Oops. The reason that's a no-no is because here's what happened. Okay? We went from that closed angle that we started with to this open angle. And our hips, I should have marked them also, are now in a position where they are just barely square to, if not, I would argue that they're a little open. And so what happens is, when they're open, they don't provide us the difference in our shoulders, in the load of our shoulders that we've done, that we need to be successful and hit the ball with authority. So we've lost some of that potential torque that we could have, because when we start our swing, we don't have a great enough angle difference between our shoulders and our hips. Okay? That's the main thing. The other thing is, it's really important also, is the fact that now our momentum is going towards third base. Going towards third base. Let me back it up a few frames, and you'll see what I'm talking about here. Go from that. That's the toe tap right there. Okay? Watch my front knee. I'm going to show you here. I should be able to show you. Okay? That's where our knees start. And that's pretty close. Okay? As we get going in our swing, we move forward, but then it starts to turn. You can see it start to turn right now. And as it turns, our foot opens, and our hips open too early. Okay? Because of that, because of our foot and our hip opening up too soon, we cut ourselves off with our path. Okay? What I mean by that is our swing path. So let me see if I can show you this real quick, and then we'll move on to the pro comparison to a big leaguer. We get the contact okay, just okay, maybe a little bit out and around it, but that's mainly because of our hip. What happens here is all our momentum is going towards third base or back behind us, and then watch this motion. We don't ever get extended with our right arm. Our right arm never gets fully extended. We have that. We have this break in our arm the entire time. It never gets fully extended. And we're going to talk about that more here in a minute when we start comparing you to a major league player's swing. Okay, so stay tuned, and we'll take a look at how your swing compares to them, not only in extension, but also in our leg work. So stay tuned.